I'm going to keep on going tonight because I'm having a whole bunch of fun. Okay, I sued the federal government. I won. Let's see. First off, I did have to file for bankruptcy, 21 million. That's a prior video. Once I did that, went to Montana, and that place appraised for $60 million. And the minority shareholders sued me, and they wrote me out a 7-figure check in order to settle. And the night before, the federal judge called them up and said, "Here's the deal. You're all in violation. You have no lawsuit left. So you can either settle tonight, or tomorrow morning I'm going to put $60 million judgments against each and every one of you, and I'm going to let Iverson foreclose on all your assets effective immediately." That's how far that lawsuit went. They thought that they were going to drain me out of money. The crazy part is I got hired by an independent consultant in order to turn fly ash into ceramic beads for fracking in the middle of all that. I got paid $10,000 a month. And I'm sure that if these plaintiffs are listening to this now and they're just going to figure this out now, like, holy shit, Iverson made money through all of this? He did. I got paid $10,000 a month to be a consultant for a fracking company. I did the whole way through. That's how I afforded the whole thing. Anyway, after that, invented that, got all done, got settled. Then you know what I did? I thought of the T-stud. I invented the T-stud, the first T-stud product, and I had their money now to invest in order to make, do all the testing, file all the patents, do everything I needed to do. Bought a house, and life is good. And I start raising some more capital because a patent is only a dream unless you can figure out how to make money at it. And so it's been a very long run to go through all this stuff. It just gets worse. You know, you get up some days and you wonder what God's got in store for you next. Okay, so I wonder that a lot. So this is another crazy story. So I figured out how to manufacture it slowly, and then obviously if you manufacture in Canada, you can manufacture at the Canadian dollar, turn it around, sell it into the United States, and make the spread 25% roughly more money. So what did we do? We went to Canada, went to Thunder Bay, we moved the entire operation up to Thunder Bay. And then you know what happened? Pandemic. Yep, they kept on saying they're going to close the border. We're in the middle of hiring 40 people. We got one hired so far. We're in the middle of hiring 40 people. And they shut the border. We got the whole plant set up. We're ready to go. And I got to the border, and they said, "Mr. Iverson, you need to quarantine." I said, "I was just here yesterday." They said, "Yeah, but you weren't here on Monday." I said, "Doesn't make any difference." They said, "Yeah, it does today, because you had to be here," whatever their rule was, they told me. They said, "You need to quarantine." I said, "I'm not quarantining. You're going to make me quarantine for 14 days so I can work for 14, to go home, to come back, to quarantine, to go to work for 14? We're the first ever product from the United States, a wood-based product to ever come from the United States and go to Canada. We were going to qualify for all these grants, $50 million grant to get up and going." Then they closed the border. So the company lost $2.8 million, and it took us 9 months to steal our equipment out of Canada. I kid you not. And it's just crazy. So then we came back down, went to Newton, Iowa, and we got all set up. And like, I'm not a manufacturing guy. I can't get 20 people to sing Kumbaya on a manufacturing line ever. And so what ended up happening is we're flying along. I got other people in charge, or I'm the CEO. I still want to invent. I got more things. So I left the board of directors, left the whole entire enchilada, gave it to some other people, said, "Here you go run it." I said, "I want to invent some more." I said, do you want me to put all those products into that company, Roosevelt Energy? Do you want me to put them into there? And they said, "No, we don't want any more products." I said, "Okay, do I have permission to set up shop in another company set up the same way?" And they said, "Yep, you go do what you got to do over there." And I said, "Okay." Well, I put a little bit of money in, raised a little bit of money over here. Now I got products over here taken here. I got not really competing products, but I got some new ones over here. And so we're flying along. And then you know what happens? Greed again. American greed. A woman-owned company, not blaming women, and her husband. And they filed a lawsuit against me. two of my kids and two other people, one friend of mine who hadn't been around in 8 years, sued him too, and previous management, and then sued the company. And so I'm here to tell you, I'm not a fan of greed. I can't stand them. And that's Satan, just flat ass out Satan. Yep, I got nothing good to say. But I want a positive story here. I want a positive lift on this whole story, okay? Because God puts you through things to, like I'm alive, and I get to tell my story tonight. So can you imagine if I didn't get to tell all this and put all this in writing? I'd be rolling over in my grave. Okay, so they filed a lawsuit, and you know what they wanted? They wanted the patents. They wanted to destroy the valuation of the company. Why? Because they found out we had a big buyer at the table. They did. They found out we had a big buyer at the table, and what do I need to do? Is I need to put all the patents and everything underneath one roof. And so I want to merge the company. So I had a meeting with everybody, all the shareholders. I want to merge the companies together under one roof. And I said, we have a potential suitor at the table. And 2 days later, they filed the lawsuit, suing us for you name it. I mean, they attorneys can write up nasty things, okay? Nasty. And it's like, you can't dream up this crap. So they, a year and a half later, I sell my house, and I'm really angry because I'm the majority shareholder. I brought in all these minority shareholders. I have to protect them, but now I'm going to come after these people, and I'm going to come after them hard because they violated the First Nations laws throughout this whole entire process. The first federal judge in a arbitration told them absolutely not. No shareholder is going to allow them to just give you all the patents. Nobody, not one. And they didn't like that answer, and they kept coming. So what did I do? I wrote a big check out. I handed it to the patent attorney, and the patent attorney says, okay, I'm going to write a letter. And if they don't go away with that letter, we're going to file a counterclaim in federal court, and we're going to take them down completely. We will file a new federal lawsuit against them in federal court and come after them. Well, they found out that maybe they should go back to arbitration and try to cut a deal. And that judge told them again, flat out, you're not getting the patents. You're not. So they ended up settling. So sold everything off, and so that's the second time. All right, so bankruptcy won. Then I sued the federal government to get a mining permit. Won that by a preponderance of evidence. Got sued again and destroyed their whole entire lawsuit because they had nothing because they wanted to steal what I did. And then now it happens again. And so anyway, long story short is Thermostad's been through a lot. And we've proven that there's thousands and thousands of houses out there, the most energy efficient ones. This is why I talk to so many people, is that they all these 10,000 people, they all want to do better. They don't want to build a code built house. They don't want anything code built. And literally, I'm a conservation and ecology guy, flat out. And why waste energy? I can't stand driving up and over the mountains and all of a sudden you see windmills. It is a blight on the world. It's a blight. It's just pollution, as far as I'm concerned. And now they're tearing them all down because they're out of their warranty. And so before they leak oil all over the place, they got to tear them down. And there's no money to put them back up. They're not replacing them. Not that I know of, anyway. I see them coming down all the time. You know, maybe they are. Maybe they got money to replace them, but they were a 20-year lifespan, I think. And anyway, okay. Long story short is I gave the kids my shares. I started Carbonless, and now I'm going to teach you all that I know about energy efficiency, and it's time to go light the world up on fire, and I'm going to motivate you. Every day I get up, my job every day is to motivate you. I'm going to sell you a little bit of stuff, little things here, little things there, but all I want to do is motivate you. And so if you want to be part of this going forward and in the future, come on. I got continuing education courses that need to get drafted that I don't have the time to go do. I want to buy a pontoon boat and take the grandkids down here fishing because my other grandkids in Minnesota, they got boats and everything else up there, and they got all that figured out. And down here, I'd like to just kick back and relax and go do some fly fishing, to be honest with you. But work a few hours a day, and long as I got a telephone, I got that one right there. Yeah, I got another one because they're $35 a month through Visible, just a little advertisement for Visible. They're owned by Verizon. Why does Verizon have own their own little wholesale little company called Visible? I have no idea. Okay, so if you're into filing patents and you're crazy enough to still be down this far, and you're in the construction energy efficiency space, you just wanted to listen to me, just give me a thumbs up and just type a little something down there and says, Iverson, you're a survivor. I am. I believe in God. Amen. So, well, I don't know if there's another one after this. Okay, but I'm here to support each and every one of you, and God bless you.